Okay, the spicy topic of expectations this week. I can't tell you how many times in my spiritual career I've been counseled and warned when I've stated an expectation to a friend or a mentor or a guide or a teacher. Oh, that's an expectation. Danger, stranger danger. You've got an expectation that's going to hurt you. Kill expectations, kill all expectations, good ones, bad ones. Just live in the present moment with a perfect level of neutrality and passivity, and you'll never, ever get your feelings hurt. It's one way to do it. We could all have a nervous system-ectomy and have our emotions removed. Maybe they'll be able to do that someday. Would you have one of those? Would you have a nervous system-ectomy? I'm not sure where that thought came from. But this great spiritual counsel against being warned against having expectations, dependencies upon people, places, and things, the externals of the world. And as discussed earlier in the week, of course, there's a sensibility, there's a certain degree of sensibility to this, because I think we all know the principle of entropy, don't we? Entropy is the tendency of any organized system to disorganize over time. Every arrangement of energy, matter, is always under the behest of entropy. Everything, every worldly thing that we look at is breaking down, dissipating, disintegrating back into its constituent energy. So if we do place our expectations or have a habit of doing that on things external to ourselves, well, then there are disappointments, aren't there? The sense of placing our positive expectancy on people, places, and things, while workable or dependable sometimes, inevitably breaks down. The best banks can fail. The best businesses can go out of business, leaving you high and dry with your job. Even the healthiest people break down and fail sooner or later. That's entropy. Entropy is an undeniable fact of the material world. It's just as certain as gravity. Anything that comes into being is going to dissipate or disintegrate from being. So yes, spiritual people who want to help us avoid pain tell us, don't lean on things that are going to give way, and then you'll never be disappointed. But is this the highest teaching? I think it's deserving of inquiry on anyone's part, because what does it mean to be spiritual in the first place? Well, that's a good question to ask. If someone's spiritual, a lot of people go, well, yeah, I'm spiritual. Maybe I'm not even religious, but I'm spiritual. What the hell does that mean? Well, if you're spiritual, it must mean to some degree that we're other than material. The two act as bookends. There's the material world and the spiritual world. If we're spiritual, it means we have an understanding that something non-material is the source or the wellspring of all the material arrangements that come into our life. Now, that source or that well is the thing that never runs dry. It never runs out. It's never variable. It's always shooting up brand new planets, brand new babies, brand new flowers, brand new roses outside my window. It's always shooting up brand new extensions or manifestations of energy. That's the thing that we can have a generalized expectancy on, that is always going to unfold and reveal something new, something wonderful, something brilliant. Now, the internal feeling of a sense of positive expectancy, great good is coming my way, my best years are out in front of me, the best is yet to be, this cultivated sense that great good is coming, that's not dependent upon a worldly arrangement, is the height of spirituality. It means that there's a fundamental trust and experience of something inside of us that we know that we can count upon, that will always, always spring forth something new, interesting, delightful for us. And of course, this is the great reflection of the spiritual principle, build your home upon a rock. because when the storms and the winds and the tides and the floods come that wash away, when entropy comes to dissipate worldly arrangements upon which we've built our peace, if we don't have this internal rock, this sense of well-being on the inside, yes, then we go through periods of depression and lack and dissipation within ourselves. But it doesn't have to be that way. We can build a positive sense of expectancy. And when you really understand what it is that shapes energy, spirit, quantum, if you will, into the shapes, what is it that shapes energy into the worldly effects? It's simply attention. It's simply our focus. When we have an internalized sense of focus and a chronic, I mean it in the good sense, a chronic habitual sense of expecting good, we're continuously shaping the quantum, the energy, the spirit into new and more beautiful expressions. And then when things pass away, we can be calm and confident. It doesn't mean that we don't feel the sadness or the loss or the grief, by no means, but it means there's an equal, if not greater, or even much greater sense that it's the unfoldment in something, the kaleidoscope is turning into something new and beautiful. So by all means, I would suggest have a continuous, ongoing, cultivated, true and real, genuine, authentic sense that greater good is always headed your way, not pointed at any particular thing, but pointed inward to this wellspring that's always, always shooting up brand new worlds for each and every one of us. Have a good day. See you tomorrow.